Why don't we just duct tape this to the dresser? Fun. I got the wrong ones. We're just gonna duct tape his unless he has a lavalier.
I get on my stand.
I don't want to screw with this one anymore. Just let them know tell them it's hot.
Not like I'm walking a mile away.
Huh?
Not like I'm walking a mile away, so I can just use it.
Oh, look at that! I really screwed it all up. We had it just right too. Put yours on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, brother. Oh, he got a big dead cat on his.
The dead cat. Danny boy got his shitty ass.
Oh, I got one of these too. I just put it in my car. I was gonna give it to. Okay, hey, Kristen. Tell the dude to bring his mic. Oh yeah, so give us that RE50.
You have to call Bria for me.
You call her. I'm doing 10 things. Why? Why do I gotta call her? Okay, as soon as we set it all up, we'll have Chris. Okay, wait. As soon as we set it all up, we'll get Kristen to do your mic check. Okay, Kristen.
12:10.
I don't know. You don't hear the mic now? I mean, it should be.
Do you hear it now? Do you hear it now?
Go stand behind and give her a mic check. Go. Give her a mic check.
Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Can you hear us? She can hear.
Wait, so we're missing. Did you just put your iPhone on there?
That's Civil B.
Civil B.
You can also put it in the clip.
Yeah, you can jam it in there, and then we'll fit that in there. Sorry, we're gonna get that right in there. This thing is like teetering on the verge of disaster. Okay, and then where's his phone? We'll just slide it right in there.
We'll squeeze it between the flags.
Yeah, maybe it's this side over here. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, that's much better and safer, I think.
Okay, don't pull on it too hard.
Just like the community will be.
That's right. It's a live mic, so we shouldn't say anything. We shouldn't say anything, right?
You guys ready?
Yeah. All right, audio levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're good? Yeah. Okay, Principal, where are you at? Oh, there we go. Ready? Okay. All right. Well, aloha everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm Councilmember Tyler Dos Santos-Tam. Sorry to whoever has to type that up for the supers tonight. There's lots of spaces and lots of hyphens. We're here in the heart of City Council District 6, which is my district, goes from Ward Avenue to Middle Street, and we're here in Kalihi Valley today to talk about an issue that has plagued our community and continues to plague our community, and that's the illegal game rooms. We're here at Kalihi'uka Park, right next to Kalihi'uka Elementary School, to highlight how pervasive this issue has been. On July 27th, HPD came in and did a raid on 2 game rooms that are right behind us, right across from this elementary school. And it really speaks to how these game rooms are, so dangerous for our kids, so dangerous for the kupuna who just want to walk down the street, and for families who just want to enjoy the park here. And so today I will touch upon some of the legislation that Councilmember Tupola and I are introducing to help deal with this issue. This has been going on for years, but it's time for us as a community to stand up and say enough is enough. We need to take action, and I'm really grateful to have the support of HPD in this endeavor. They have been wonderful in going after these game rooms. They're going to continue to do that. But first I want to bring up the principal of Kalihi'uka Elementary School, Derek Santos, to talk about the impact that this game room has had on his students and the school community, and also the difference that it's made since it's been shut down. Spell out your name for everybody.
Hello, Derek Santos, D-E-R-E-K, Santos, S-A-N-T-O-S. And we are extremely thankful for Councilmember Dos Santos-Tam as well as the Honolulu Police Department for shutting down these game rooms. Like Councilmember shared, the game room was right across the street, and students had to pass this area every single day and just to get to school. And by these game rooms shutting down, it's helping our community to be a safer, cleaner place for our students so they can feel secure and safe while they're in school learning. So we're extremely thankful for all of their support and all of their help with all of these things.
We ask questions now, or how long has this been going on for your students and stuff?
I've been here for almost 5 years, and it's been here before I got here. And I know that it was here just because I've read the news reports and newspaper articles about it. So it's been a while.
Have you complained about it to the authorities?
Well, a few months ago, after a council member had first gotten into office, our students actually wrote a letter. So my advisory students wrote a letter to Councilmember Dos Santos-Tam talking about the issues within this neighborhood that were concerning them, from the park to the homelessness to the garbage to the gaming houses. And he met with them, and they were super appreciative of that. And so for the students, knowing that their voice, their letters has helped with all of these issues, it's a huge impact for them personally.
Before seeing the reports and all that, were you aware that this game room existed right across the street here?
Yes. So I have heard about the game rooms. Also, the staff had told me about it when I first got here.
What were some of the dangers posed to the children? Were there people with weapons, guns or knives or anything like that?
From my understanding, at one point there were weapons found at the game room.
Was anybody intimidated by it? Any of the children intimidated by anybody?
Not intimidated personally, but there have been a lot of people in and around the area. Cars coming up and going at all times of the day. Drug deals happening. So we hope that with the game room shutting down, it does stop.
That was right here in this parking lot. I mean, that would be right here.
Yes. Because we're a children's campus, I call this tree the giving tree, because people would literally stand on this side of the tree at all hours of the school day and drug deals would happen. So there's less and less now that through all of this.
Well, over 5 years sounds like a really long time for this to be going on. Why has it why so long?
Maybe that's a good.
I was like, you keep talking
Yeah,
about
well,
the legislation.
Yes.
You're getting all this help.
I think that'll. We'll touch upon
Somebody,
that.
can somebody talk about that?
Yeah.
Councilmember, the real problem is it keeps
Yeah.
shutting down, but they keep reopening even a week later. So the
Yeah.
real issue is what you're trying to address.
Yeah, so we'll get to that, but I want to bring up actually Councilmember Tupola. Maybe we can talk. She can talk about her district and why we're working together on it.
I want to thank the area council member for inviting me here today. We've had similar issues in Waianae, and so we've been tag teaming on such an important issue. So today, the legislation that we crafted was in partnership with HPD, officers who have worked tirelessly to address illegal game rooms that have increased gun violence in our communities. They have plagued our communities, and honestly, they've been going on and on despite hours and hours, I would say, of wasted city resources of us trying to build cases, make arrests just to see it open up again. So in District 1 that I represent, there have been notable shootings tied to game rooms because of the large amount of cash that's in these illegal operations, as well as confrontations that have led to violence. In January 2022, a man was arrested for shooting at an illegal game room, injuring 2 players, as well as 1 officer was pushed off a roof. In April 2022, 3 people arrested in the Eva Beach game room, 25, 30, and unidentified. In November of 2023, 4 men caught on camera attempting to rob a game room and then shooting at a game room with an AK rifle. So in District 1, a lot of these issues have actually been in residential areas, in homes where it's vacant and people have squatted. In fact, in 2020 in Kapolei, HPD helped to reclaim a house that was taken over by squatters, turned into a game room, but it took 2 years to shut that game room down. And so in the land use code, it actually states that amusement and indoor recreation is not allowed at a commercial level in residential areas. And all of the examples that I just brought up were in residential areas. And so the legislation that Councilmember Dos Santos-Tam and myself seek to introduce is 1, adding the gambling as a public nuisance, and 2, authorizing certain HPD officers the ability to issue building citations in conjunction with DPP. And the reason why is because many of these game rooms are not only operating in illegal zoned areas, but in these illegal structures. And so it's worked really effectively recently here in Kalihi, and we want to codify that relationship so that we can do that again in further game rooms that we're still seeking to shut down. As a council member, I've held 3 town halls. Every year I actually hold a town hall about game rooms. I held one in 2021 with the Narco Vice Division, in 2022 with Chief Logan, in 2023 with Major Lampert, and with Steve Alm, all about game rooms, because that's how pervasive it is in my community. And so we want to assist HPD in any way possible because we have 16 active in my district, and we want to see those end, and we're having an update in December about those game rooms. And our community is praying for an end to gun violence, and this is one step towards that direction. So we're hoping to restore public safety and reduce gun violence. We're seeking the support of our other council members and as well the administration. And we really want to thank HPD for all they've done to partner with us in these efforts. I'll let Major Lampert answer that question. And I'll turn the time over to Major Lampert.
Perfect time. All right, so I just want to say thank you for having us here today. I am Major Mike Lambert of the Narcotics Vice Division. I would like to thank Councilmember Tupola and Councilmember Dos Santos-Tam for really giving us the opportunity to sit down and try to find solutions for issues that have gone on for years. For the police department to be successful, it requires community support of our actions, and it requires support of our elected officials to provide us with laws that are enforceable, as well as the resources to get the job done. Right now, all of those things are happening, which has allowed us to be very effective this calendar year. One of the biggest improvements that I think we've had is just the collaboration between the prosecutor's office as it pertains to illegal gaming rooms and the ability to utilize nuisance abatement laws. I just want to rattle off some stats for you folks. So in 2023, we've taken enforcement action on over 20 locations. 19 of those have been served with nuisance abatement. We have 6 pending services. It totaled 200 devices and the collection of 5 firearms. So the 2 ROs that are being introduced, I guess soon, will help us to utilize building code, which is another avenue that actually District 5, Major Turner and Corporal Watson has been spearheading and been very innovative on, and it's something that I think could be usable in all districts. So I really want to applaud them for their efforts in trying to be innovative and thinking outside the box. As far as the civil, adding gambling to civil abatement, it assists in having HPD have more avenues in order to file action against property owners that aren't responsible. The biggest thing that I want people to know is that we are shifting our purview to open it up a little wider, and we really want property owners to be responsible. The reason why game rooms exist is because we have a lot of irresponsible property owners that are only looking to collect rent, and they're not concerned with the impact that their property has on the community. I would say that vast majority don't know what's going on at their property, and what we want to do is create avenues of communication in which we tell them what's going on, and then the ball is in their court. If they choose not to do the right thing and evict or abate that action, then we will look to seize that property, or at the very least suspend their activity for 12 months, meaning that they won't be able to collect rent and it would be under government control. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions, and again, I want to thank everyone.
Sorry, can you just tell us how many are active across the world?
On any given day, there can be upwards of 100 game rooms active in the city and county of Honolulu.
And is this going far enough to stop it from reopening and constantly it's been a cycle?
So we're hoping, right? So one of the things that we didn't do well is to leverage the responsibility of property owners. A lot of times we went after the game room operators, and many times it's very difficult to ascertain who the actual operator is, and the people that do get arrested are just fall guys. So, you know, if I'm the big boss and I'm just making money and I got a fall guy taking the crimes, I'm just going to keep running, right? And I'm going to keep paying these irresponsible property owners to look the other way. So now we're going to say, you know what? There's no looking the other way anymore, right? We're going to go building code, we're going to go fire code, we're going to go nuisance abatement, we're going to go outright forfeiture if we have enough evidence to justify taking someone's property outright. And like again, in 2023, we've had much better outcomes by going that route.
Anything else that needs to be done? Sorry. Any other laws that need to be changed?
We do have one that's kind of cooking. It's not quite ready for release, but I do believe that that will help us to speed up investigations by, and again, I don't want to give out too much because it's not ready, but it would really have to do with regulation of electronic devices. A lot of times it's difficult for us to take enforcement action because you got to prove the device is a gambling device. So we want to look at ways to make it easy for us to focus on the big game rooms and not be distracted by smaller complaints.
What kind of games are going on?
By far, the most popular game in Honolulu is what you call a fish game. It can be anywhere from a 2-seat game to an 8-seat game. They're large, and they can produce, any device can produce anywhere from $500 to $1,000 of profit for an operator. So for example, a room back behind me that maybe had about, what was the amount of machines?
Maybe 8.
Right, so a room like that can produce anywhere from $4,000 to $8,000 a day. And you multiply that by 365. It's very lucrative, which makes it very difficult to dissuade people from doing it. So we're glad that the Hawaii legislature made promoting gambling second a felony. That has also helped to motivate people to not open up new rooms. But the big game-changing effort is going to be our ability to leverage the responsibility of property owners.
Can you explain the building code part of it?
So the building code, a lot of times when we go into game rooms, because the people that operate game rooms, they do not care about this community. They could care less, right? So when you go into a game room, you got exposed wiring, you got plumbing, it's a nightmare in there. It's a mess. And I don't want to misuse the tragedy in Lahaina to promote this legislation, but exposed wiring will lead to fires. And I think that due to the tragedies in Lahaina, I think that people should really be concerned that fire is a real thing. Fire hazard is a real thing. And many of our game rooms have the potential to have that type of outcome.
How long have you been aware of this?
So and full transparency, we are aware of up to 100 game rooms. The reality is this: we can only do so many at a time. They are very exhaustive investigations. It's not as simple as a speeding ticket where we just hit you with a laser and we show you the laser and we give you a ticket. We have to infiltrate the operation, we have to prove that gambling is occurring, and many times we have to show it on separate occasions to show the intent of the operator. So just to give you guys an example, any one location can take upwards of 1,500 to 2,000 hours of manpower to get it done. So they are not easy investigations. What we're really hoping is that we are on track to reduce game rooms by about 20. So what I'm hoping that in 2024 I can look you guys in the eye and say that we have about 80, right, active game rooms, and so on and so forth year to year. But the reality is that we need to have resources, we need to have laws that discourage irresponsible property owners. Correct. So, the mayor and the council, they've been very generous with our department in our needs. And it's just a matter of filling beats. Our officers in the Narcotics Vice Division are working incredibly hard. I mean, we're firing on all cylinders. And we're hoping that by improving the community and, to be honest, just kind of having fun out there and doing these big hits that will attract people to this type of career. If people watch this and say, I want to help my community, come join. You got to pay your dues, but we'll eventually take you to Narcotics Vice. And if you want to serve your community, we'll allow you to do that.
Just to be clear, the reason why they keep reopening even after you do your exhaustive investigations is what? Because they're not getting thrown in jail?
The reality is that they are making more money than we are able to discourage. So what the point is that we close down a game room, we may cost them, I'm throwing out ballpark, we may cost them 20 to 30,000, but they can easily re-up those games, right? So what we got to do is, what the Narcotics Vice Division is looking into doing is going more money laundering, RICO on the federal level if possible, and utilizing illegal business practices, which is within the current Hawaii Vice statute. So we are looking to cut these operators off at the knees so they don't have the fiscal ability to re-up their games.
But they don't get consequences in jail, or?
If we can prove, and like I said, a lot of times we have shadow operators, so the actual money man is never identified.
So this is considered organized crime?
Absolutely. So game rooms are absolutely driven by organized crime.
Are there a few people that you guys know about targeting?
We are aware of every major organized crime member in Honolulu. It's just a matter of tying them to the crime.
So there's a few people running 100 game rooms?
I would say that there is and this is just off the top of my head, anywhere from 5 to 10 factions that control majority of the game rooms.
Like gang related or?
All of the above. Some are non-violent, some are just businessmen, right, that think they're entrepreneurs. But there is a very seedy nature to this. Particularly Councilmember Tupola's district is ran by organized crime.
So the only way to, get inside a game room is like proving that machine.
Absolutely, and I can't give away too much of that, of our operating procedure, but yes, we have to utilize different means to show that gambling is occurring. It would basically, what we're hoping to do is add nails to the coffin. So in other words, we would have these very extensive investigations. When we are allowed to go in there, either by search warrant or other means of arrest, we would then note the building code violations, at which point, again, leveraging responsible owners to say, hey, this is what's going on in your property. Either evict these people, correct the problem, all of the above, or if not, the penalties go to you. Yes, so we are looking for every avenue possible to discourage people from making money and profiting off illegal activity. And this building code violations is one way. Yeah, sorry.
Maybe to build on that, part of the reason why we chose this particular site to do this press conference is this building behind me. The second floor was a game room. This second floor did not exist a few years ago. If you go on Google Street View from 2019, it is not there. And so this popped up seemingly overnight, and inside was a game room. There's no building permits, and that's to Major Lambert's point. That's something that is easily, you can easily pin on the landlord. Is there a violation? Yes, it's very easily visible. Things like our fire code, there's extensive, security doors in some of these game rooms which are clearly fire code violations. You can't exit in case of a fire. Similarly, they put up, these kind of dividing walls to set aside, where the cashier is, or one game parlor versus another. These are all very obvious things that these fines accrue to the landlord. We don't have to pin down who's in there, who's the cashier, who's operating. It's the landlord's responsibility to maintain a building in good condition. And so if they're able to go in and immediately say, illegal walls, illegal wiring, no building permit, that goes to the landlord. And that, I think, is to the point of discouraging the landlords from continuing this sort of operation. So let's see. We also have a resolution that we're introducing.
Yeah, so the resolution is just encouraging this relationship with DPP and HPD. So to Tyler's point, those are some, obviously for me, the violation of doing commercial activity in a residential area is a huge deal. I would say that this is kind of mixed use, but in the areas where games rooms exist in my district, they're right next to everybody's house. So right in the middle of your own neighborhood, you have people running drugs, guns, game rooms right next to you. So it's been a real big issue because people don't feel safe. If you can imagine on your city corner having someone stand watch because they're quickly notifying when police are coming, breaking it down, making it like nothing's happening. So we're hoping that this resolution will help to build this relationship because like Major Lambert said, because they have to build such an extensive case to nail down an operator or a cashier, the other way is to ask people to please operate businesses legally. We're asking that you operate legally in the community, build legally, and actually operate in a way that everyone can live together. So I think to the principal's point, and even to the teachers who came out, who are like, are you guys talking about the game room across the street? They just want safe communities, and that's what we're trying to do as a city. Any further questions?
Have you guys used or looked at other cities to model your?
The one that Major alluded to was from another city. Oregon. It was from Oregon. Yeah.
Portland or they were able to come out of
They just had more tools. So I don't know what their overall issue was, but utilizing different tactics, they were able to control like, the game rooms from screen.
We've pretty much had 2 to 3 tools in the toolbox for many years. So we're trying to have additional ones that can help out with this. Any further questions? Well, we'd want to thank Councilmember Dos Santos-Tam for hosting us here in this district. Thank you, Principal, for letting us be here, and thank you to HPD. Thank you guys for coming here today.